Oh, just to clear things up, that's our whiny air conditioner you keep hearing in the background. I did want to specify that. I mentioned it once before, but yeah, I took the old girl to get her clean finally. Got tired of seeing her sitting here all nasty and dirty, and loaded up with bug juice, or bird juice, which one of the birds has kind of helped me christen it again already. Had a kind of busy day today. Actually went and cleaned the motor off finally too, so it doesn't look near as nasty now as it did. Gave it a nice once over at the car wash while I was there. Not what I usually use, but it'll work. Everything's all nice and clean, so if I need to work on this, I won't get all greased up or nasty or anything like that. Plus, if anything started leaking, I can tell what it is a little faster and where it's leaking from. But that took care of that anyway, so now that doesn't look near as nasty. And then told y'all on the last video, or at the end of it, I put on the credits that I'd show you this other side of the yard all cut down finally. So it's finally, all this is cleaned up. Of course, I missed a spot right there next to the trailer. That's where my truck was parked last night. But got all this cut back to the tall stuff. And that I'm actually debating on whether to hire one of my neighbors to come over here and do the bush hogging with, because that stuff is really, really thick. And I had a few comments about some of the vehicles that I'm working on. That one over there is my son's. Yeah, tell you what, I'm going to go over and give you a little update on all of them while I'm at it. This is my son's 88 S10 that we were going to make a V8, and he decided against it. Got halfway into it and he decided that no, he'd rather still have the 2.8 liter V6 put back in it. So I got him one from a guy in Memphis that has 42,000 miles on a rebuild. It's a Jasper engine. Got the motor in it. Of course, we've got to take that. Darn. Sorry, I had to stop for a second. I got stung by a wasp right in the face. This ought to be good. Anyway, I got to take that timing chain cover off, because it's for an 86. That's what this motor came out of. But inside it's a brand new looking motor. So I've got to do a little bit of finagling on that. I got me a puller for it. Whew, thing left a welt on my face. Anyway, it was a 4x4. I kind of destroyed the front end when I took it out, because the intention was to make it a two-wheel drive V8, and he chose otherwise. So we're putting it back to four-wheel drive, but now I got to get a new front end for it. That's the long and short of that project. Of course, I've also got to get him new door locks. If you'll notice, that one's kind of gone. I did get this new, well, not new, it's from one of the pull-it-yourself junkyards. Put this new spare tire carrier back on here for him, and the mount for it. But I got the other radiator and all the other good jazz to put back in here for him. Radiator, air cleaner. And it's kind of nasty. It needs a good cleaning too, but it was a good, clean, solid truck. I traded a computer for this one, so I had like $30 in a computer case for it. And a buddy of mine traded me this and the V8 that I wound up trading for the 40,000 mile 2.8 liter V6 to put back in it. So long and short, I've got maybe $30 in that truck, not counting the $80 that my son's put in it so we could get it going for him. But this one's been this was my first S10 project that we started that I haven't finished yet. I've got to get a transmission jack to put that back in, put the starter in, hook up all the electrical, and I think I'm going to have to get him a new throttle body for it. But once I get that, he'll be ready to go in this thing. Be ready to roll. Now my daughters, this one's another story. Got started on this one. Of course, y'all have seen the engine. I haven't really had much chance to do anything with it lately, but this is the radiator that was in it. My buddy tells me that just the head was blown on it, but I get to looking and they had all kind of little glue or some kind of hard, looked like hardened silicone or something, almost like liquid nails on every one of these little ribs the whole way down. If you look, you can see there's a crack that starts right here and goes clear down to here, and it was leaking all down the radiator. How they missed that, I don't know. Too cheap to go spend the $119 to get 2 new plastic tanks put on it. I've had some people tell me that no matter whether you put new tanks on them or not, that they're still never a good radiator. You still have to go get a whole brand new radiator for it. I beg to differ with those people, because my red 89 Silverado that I still have over here, she's kind of grown in right now because I haven't done much to clean the stuff out around her lately, but I've replaced the tanks on that one, and they work just fine. Took them to a radiator shop and had them test it. This little jewel right here we're putting up for sale because it's as much of a good van as it's been. It's just something that it's an extra vehicle we don't need in the yard right now. It's paid for, they all are. So we don't owe any money on any of them other than the money it's going to take to fix up the other ones up to get them running. And I didn't get to show you guys this before I pushed it back out. That was dented in so bad it had a crease right in the center, and that was kind of hard to roll out. And the bottom part of that fender was rolled completely up under the vehicle. You couldn't even see it. I got a porta-power for 160 bucks from Harbor Freight. Cheap way to go, but it worked, and I just slowly pushed it back out, and now body-wise you can hardly tell it's messed up, or was, other than those little creases and dents right there in the where the body's supposed to kind of go in a little bit. Couldn't quite get that part right with the porta-power, but I'm not much of a body man either. My thing is just keeping them clean and keeping them from getting dented in the first place. Of course, we had the grill painted once before, and it wasn't scuffed up before it was painted, so all that's blown right back off of it. I imagine we'll have to scuff it up this time and actually get the bumper and the grill both done and get it done right. And then we got this I never really did discuss before. This is my baby here. Spent, well, one of them. Spent a little over $1,000 and drove to Kentucky and picked this sucker up. But it looks like we're getting a little bit of the wind that my friends up in Iowa had last night. Possibly a pretty nasty storm. I tried filming some of the lightning and stuff we were getting last night, but it's looking a little nasty. This is how the storms roll in here, just all at once, and then usually they're gone as quick as they come in. But anyhow, figured I'd give you a little, kind of a little update.